Welcome, everyone, to today's edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. And today we have the extraordinary Rachel Corpus with us, who is a Seraphim Angel in human form. And she's here to awaken a remembrance of the divine with all of us. And so she's a collaborative evidential medium, and she bridges the realms of angels, humans, animals, and galactic beings. And she offers healing and clarity and multidimensional transformation. Um, she really has been an angel on Beyond the Ordinary in the way that she has guided and shared an expansionary wisdom that is available to all of us. And if we attune into vibrational field with those who with integrity and humility and their authoritative power of remembering and knowing who they are, ripple those seeds and activations within all of us. And so it's going to be a powerful call. If you haven't experienced Rachel before, take a deep breath, open your heart, and I invite you to receive. If you have, be curious about what else is available and how that translates for you in your own awareness and your own expansion. And as always, we'll open up to Q&A. We'll get into a wonderful feedback and interaction live with y'all in the audience later on the call. So raise your hand, type your questions into the chat box. And it's with that, Rachel, as we welcome you to the call. Part of what we're going to be talking about is the Angelic Codex as a living library, which y'all are going to want to tune into. We're going to get into activations that shift your frequency, and we're going to have practical guidance from the higher realms that are here to serve us now. And again, Rachel, with that, I couldn't be more excited to have you back on BTO.
Thank you. I'm excited too. Feels like
Mm.
home.
Mm. It feels it feels like a gathering and we're all amplifying this deep awareness, the most beautiful aspects of knowing of the home that we are for each other here, which is extraordinary. Rachel, tell us a little bit more about your capacity to tune in and again that like provide an essence that really does awaken the divine in whoever you work with.
Well, as I say it, I want everyone to know that the way I do it is possibly only unique because I get to tune into the field all day. So if one were able to jump in and tune into the angelic field or the divine field, however one calls it, and really devote themselves to that, jump into that field and say that I don't want to be spiritual in an episodic way. I don't want to just be spiritual when I look at my oracle cards or when I go on my walk. But if one were to say, I want to make every decision I make through the lens of spirituality and make that my lifestyle, it could show up this way for anyone. I am not unique. This is just what I've chosen to be, how I've chosen to be. So I want to say that first. But the tuning in for me, I match frequency. I look at everything like a phone call. And so I've learned that every being, every flower, everything that exists here or in another plane, it has its own dance to it, its own vibe. And that's how the connection is made. It really is that simple. So the codex we get to talk about, it's the same thing. It has its own frequency. And also everything that is there, it's not another place. It's all layered within us.
Mm.
Whether we're talking about source or someone that's passed, I've learned that there are no geographical places other than us. Everything is layered right here with us. And once we know that frequency, no, I'm going to say it differently, John. Once we're able to feel and tune into that frequency and have confidence that we are worthy enough and we can do that, it's right there.
I love this. I was just having this conversation with someone who I respect tremendously right before our call, and we were speaking about the experience, not of we're in the process of creating the earth, but we're actually in the process of attuning and vibrationally becoming harmonic with a world that exists that shifts our perspective of the world in which we're creating and living in.
Yes, yes, we are. And I feel that Mama Earth, the fourth dimension, which we used to think of just as a gossamer veil. Wrong-o. She's a whole dimension in herself. And the fifth dimension, all the other dimensions, they're waiting for us to, I don't know if it's correct to say recode, I don't know, but maybe redesign altogether. That's happening as we show up and we're more in tune.
Mhm.
And the third dimension, we can't leave that dimension out, right? Because
Of
hi,
course.
we're here.
So talk to us more about the Angelic Codex. What is it? And what does it hold as far as a codex for an awareness for all of us?
Right, the Angelic Codex. It is, we've heard of the Akashic records, many of us.
Hmm.
I'm gonna make a comparison. So the Akashic records being the database for every thought, emotion, every it's our database. Well, the Angelic Codex is much like that. The Angelic Codex can hold things like our blueprint, um, our choices, but they don't hold the actual choices. They hold the vibrational. If the choice is here, the vibrational stuff around it, that's the codex.
Hmm.
And so when someone is about to make a choice or they've made the choice, the vibration that comes from it, that's the codex. And the angels dance around it. They guard it. They dance around it, they guard it, they talk about it. That's the codex. And the angels that are assigned to us, let's say those are our guardian angels, because everyone has one or two guardian angels that are assigned just to them. Those angels work within the codex of their person. And so that codex is always being written and refined for us. And that codex, like we said before, is not somewhere else. It's within us. It's within our blueprint. So that codex always being refined and written for us, we could let that just go completely and we could know that's being done for us. Uh, just the way that if we go to a restaurant and we order food, that food is being prepared for us and is brought to us. We could leave that done. In a setting like this, what if we were to talk with our angelic beings and we were to say, hey, could I collaborate with you? Could I work with that codex? And they say, yes, we've been waiting to collaborate with you. So, what would that mean? What does it look like? And where is it housed? That's the process we get to look at in this class. The codex itself, if we look in our body, it runs next to our vein system. It's in our body near our veins. It runs because it's much like our life force energy. It runs through us like our chi. It runs through our vein system, runs with our blood. And I liken it to our blueprint because as we make changes in our life, it changes our vibrational frequency. It moves with our codex. The outward showing of working with our codex, we start to see things like auric fields around trees, around people. We start to feel different in our attitudes about things. If we feel like, I'm going to speak for myself, I'm not a negative person by any means, but I experience depression. So when I'm experiencing depression, I know, oh, that's a nudge for me to work within my codex because my codex could use a little polishing. Okay, I'm going to work in my codex because I can work in that vibrational goodness, that stuff, and I can just start to work with it. That's codex work.
Hmm.
It's it's a choice for me to work in my codex just the same as I might take a prescription medicine for my depression. It's another choice. Both are valid for me. Both are my choices. I might not stop taking my prescription medicine, but it's just as valid for me to take my prescription for my depression, just as I would be working with my codex information, because both have the same success for me. It works with my vibrational frequency.
how do you teach people to work with their codex? How do we become more aware of it as a vehicle for the refinement that you're speaking of, rather than be a concept of something that, okay, that exists, but how do I interact with it?
We do things like we create inventories. We create inventories of how are we how are we looking at major things in our life? Do we feel like victims? How what is ours and what is not ours? What are our belief sets? Did that come from my mother, my father, my first spouse? We do some inventory work. We allow ourselves to build practices like is it easy for us to sit in silence or not? Okay, well, what's the type of meditation that works for us? We build in practices that allow us to access the codex, because if the codex runs within us, wonderful, but how do we actually access it and what is in there? So we build practices to see what data, what memory is running in our codex. We
Hmm.
work on how to find what's in there. And alongside that, we're also working on how to talk to our angels. What do they know? If we're collaborating, well, how do we talk to our collaborators? How do they know? How do we know when they're talking to us? So there's a lot of that information in there as well. So, how do we talk to the codex? And how do we talk to the messengers of the codex, our angels?
Hmm. And there's a lot of advantages to learning how to awaken that angelic connection, because there's a depth of wisdom that we have access to. If only kind of like AI, if we know how to ask the more specific questions, the
Mhm.
quality of the responses that are going to benefit us are going to be revealed.
You're right. Yes. And the codex will answer back exactly what you're asking because it loves you so much. And it
Hmm.
will answer back what you can handle. It is very much like AI, except I notice when I work with AI, it will, okay, let me say it this way. Your codex can be rough on you because your codex loves you so much. It can be like a mother, and the mother will say, I love you so much, I'm going to give it to you straight. Your codex
Yeah.
will act like that. AI won't. AI will say, what a wonderful idea. Let's expand on that. Your codex will not. Your codex will say, listen, honey, you got to work on that.
Hmm.
Your codex will give it to you straight.
How do you integrate that? How do we become available to something that may seem foreign, or if it isn't foreign, that may feel like it could be triggering because we're not used to the constructive feedback coming in such a direct way? Because because perhaps we used to receive it as criticism or less than, or from another perspective.
Read one's angels know how to handle that
Hmm.
because the language that comes through the codex, it will push us gently from our comfort zone. But our angels, they are guided, even though they're our personal angels, they are guided by Archangel Gabriel. He oversees the codex and he's our archangel of communication. So first of all, our personal angels know us better than any other being except for source. And so they know how to talk with us. They guide the codex. And then Archangel Gabriel, he's overseeing all of that. So even though our codex will give it to us straight, we're never giving we're never given more than we can handle. And it's given to us in a language that we can handle, and it's not off-putting. Now, it may be given to us in a way that we're to meditate on it for a day because it's stretching us, but it's not rude. It's not makes my nose run. I feel like I'm going to be given something personally in the next 2 days because it's activating me. Excuse me. I'm going to wait for that. But it's like given a new assignment at work where you think, gosh, can I handle this? They must really think highly of me if they're giving me this. It's from that part of us instead of, gosh, why are they abusing me? Never that.
Right. Okay.
The
That's good
angels
to
know
know.
us. Yes.
So, and I want to continue the conversation because there's a lot that we're bringing in. I want to get into Q&A also. in layman's term, in simplicity, for anybody who may not be able to go deeper into the special offer or it's receiving this, is like, I get parts of it, but I'm missing part of it. What are some steps that we can implement in our lives and in our practices that will help us become more attuned to this codex that is available to all of us, and how to really use the tools and the wisdom that it's revealing to us to start amplifying really what's inherent within us.
The first answer is we're, as beings, we're already utilizing our codex, whether we know it or not.
Okay.
And I love that beautiful answer.
Mm.
So the second answer is if we want to go deeper into our codex, we are invited into that. And so every person that says yes to that, whether it's in this class or in another way, even if it's not called the codex for someone, it can be called anything else. That process is gently given to them in a way that matches them perfectly. So, what's miraculous is even in a class like this that may have, however many people sign up, what's channeled to me as the teacher, I get to teach this in a way that is shared in 3 or 4 or 5 different ways so that everybody in the class understands it. It's
Mhm.
scaffolded in that way, which is probably, honestly, it's probably why I was a teacher for so many years in the classroom, special
Mhm.
education, music, art, preschool, all of those different years I had as a teacher. That's why it's prepared me to teach these strange concepts that come through that are a little hard to articulate, because at the end of it, we walk away like, that was weird, but I understand.
Mhm.
So this is the way it is. And then if this concept is for someone but they're not ready, it'll come to them in their sleep. If it's right for them but it's not the right time, they don't have to sign up. It'll come to them when they're ready,
Mhm.
honestly.
Yeah. Well, and that takes me into the concept, well, I won't call it a concept, the reality and the truth of different activations that do shift our frequency.
Mhm.
And so we talk about activations and transmissions that happen on a call. There's an awareness that something is perhaps happening, maybe a curiosity and maybe some healthy skeptical doubt, but
Yeah.
maybe also some awareness and ownership that yes, it is actually happening. And I love it if you can bridge uh, the difference. Well, first, your awareness of translation, what these activations actually are, and
Yes.
also an awareness of if there's activations that are taking place and how to discern when energy is coming in that aren't necessarily so good for us to open to at that particular
Hmm.
time.
Let me think on that and let me listen. If there's an energy that's coming in that is not a match with a person, if it's a low vibration energy, the angels are saying that the body will feel it. There will be an ick feeling, because the energetic body and the physical body, even if it feels like a match in the moment, at some point it will push it out. This
Mm,
doesn't match me. I don't want it. And that will happen no matter what at some point. And then let's go to the beginning of your question. When there's an energy activation being offered and people are receiving that, they're saying be open to physical cues. When this type of energy activation is happening, like in the class with me, the angels usually offer some sort of ear ringing that goes with it, because we're working with vibrational frequency. And so the student might be connected more toward the to the maybe the technical part of their laptop or their phone or the ceiling fan in their room. So we might say that that's more three-dimensional based. Nothing wrong with it, but it is a certain vibrational frequency. So when the energy activation comes in, that particular energy activation, that's connected to heaven, to the heavenly field, because that's where the angels live. That's their neighborhood.
Mm.
When that comes in, we're giving them that energy activation because that's the origin of the person in class. That's where they came from. So we're giving them like a neutralization. We want to give you a neutral space. Where did you come from? Let's start from scratch. Let's bring you back to your origins so we can rebuild you. Let's rebuild your programming. So when we bring people back to their origin, we bring them neutral, it's not taking them back to zero. It's pumping them back up to their highest frequency. And so the ears are likely going to ring because their personal angels and the archangels that are present are
Mm.
going to pull them up, and the body has a sensation. So it could be ear ringing, it could be tingling in the body, could feel like neuropathy, could even feel a little bit, tiny bit anxiety producing. What's going on in my body? And then the days after, my recommendation is ask the angels to continue the activation. It's not a one and done. Even though we begin it in class, the activation continues when you're going to sleep and when you're waking up. It goes into the sleepy time. They continue it, or in the meditation time if people in the class are meditating. That's what, and the energy activation itself, we're working with the cellular system. The cells are receiving more light. And the visual for that is a piece of popcorn. Boop. All the cells are growing bigger so they can receive more light. And that can kind of feel like your heart is growing. Think of the Dr. Seuss cartoon where Dr. Seuss's heart grew 3 sizes. Boop, boop, boop.
Mhm.
Feels like that. So people might have a physical sensation. They might cry a little bit. They might feel nothing, and that's not wrong.
Hmm. I love that break. No, it's actually it's perfect. It's in alignment of what we're ready to receive and transform. What do you notice with your students as before the activations and afterwards, and what they share in their experiences, or what you directly um, perceive as far as a shift in their energetic field or consciousness?
I noticed before the activation, they're very talkative and buzzy, 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 and afterwards, quiet. They have a
Hmm.
sense of peace. They are grounded in themselves, not grounded to this earth, not grounded to the ether, but grounded with themselves. And that is so amazing to see. And they will ask me what that is. And I had a teacher once say to me, "Welcome home to you." I thought,
Hmm.
what the heck does she mean? I didn't understand it for a while, but that's what happens. They feel connected to themselves, their divinity, because that's the true source. They're feeling source within themselves. And that's what the angels are trying to give them is the sense of source within. And that's what I notice most is that there's this chattery feeling within them or within the room when we're in a live class. And then it goes beautifully. It's this decadent quiet.
It's so beautiful. Y'all, I want to ask you another question before we start getting into live calls, but y'all, if you want to ask Rachel a personal question, raise your hand, type your question into the chat box. We're going to open up the show for live calls here in just a little bit. But before we get into that, and of course, we're going to go through the special offer, which there's a live course, there's a live deep dive with Rachel and the Angelic Realms. There's personal sessions and there's a blueprint in there. Exciting. We'll explain that blueprint in a little bit, but it's like super epic that we have an opportunity to present that to you all here, especially at this price. But again, before we get into Q&A and before we get into the special offer, I love it if you can share how the angels and the archangelics also can be very practical for us. They have very practical guidance that they wish to share. And yes, it's wonderful to receive those pinnacle, aha, I'm in at one with divinity and seeing the colors and feeling elevated. And I think they're entraining us to have that experience here in the grounded way also. But again, it can show up in very practical wisdom and ways in which that supports our daily lives.
Absolutely. If we listen.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. We're supposed to listen and trust because they work through our own brain system. They work through our intuition. And it's as simple as that nudge within us when they're talking through us, where we get that feeling of, and if we've lit a candle while we're watching a holiday movie or something, and then we go to bed, if we get that, oh, did I blow that candle out? It could be from them. They're telling us those things. And so we've got to pay attention to we have to pay attention to how they're communicating with us, because it's not always look into your codex, beautiful one. Yes, they're good at that, but they're helping us live our daily lives. If we get a message about our tire pressure, they're keeping us safe.
Mm.
They're sending us messages in threes. So we'll listen to the right podcast to get our guidance. Absolutely. And then our key to that is pay attention, listen. They speak through other people, speak through our dreams. So you're absolutely right. A lot of practical help.
A lot of practice. And it's receiving the practical and not thinking that it's mundane, but rather it's sourced from a higher
Yes,
frequency that's really supporting what's available for us in our expansion. And sometimes just tweaking the nut on the screw just a little bit opens up the whole mechanism that was created. And even though there was divine creation and all this, just doing that one little seemingly mundane thing can
that's
unlock
right.
waves of possibilities.
That's right. You go down and you blow that candle out, and you think, well, my goodness, I received that message from angels. What else could I receive?
Hmm.
And that message came so easy because I listened. What else is there?
Mm. Yeah. And then in that listening and becoming, we somehow wind up becoming angels for others as well. We guide each other
Yes,
home because of our capacity to hold all of it, not just the celebration, but it's all a celebration. And we find that along the way. So it's quite beautiful.
yes,
Um,
indeed.
all right, let's get into some Q&A. As I promote some of y'all to panelists on the live call, and I'm going to choose you to come on live, I'm going to ask you to please keep your story short. Ask your direct question. I know that there's a lot that you want to let out, and your stories are so valuable, but I want to honor everybody's time and try to get through as many questions as possible. So again, I'll ask for brevity. And if I interrupt you, know that I do so lovingly because I'm just asking you to get into a place where we can just go in and just streamline the love and the answer that's available for you now. So again, that's keep that in heart as we're awakening the live calls right now. And first caller I'm guided to take is Renee. Renee, welcome to the call. If you want to turn on your video, also it'd be wonderful to see you.
Hi, Renee.
Renee, welcome to the Renee, you just muted yourself. Let's get you to unmute yourself again.
Is that better?
Welcome. Yes, much better that we can hear
Hey.
you.
Okay, wonderful. I
What
can't
is
hear
your question for
myself.
Rachel?
So all I can say is that actually today, I think, I came to the full impact of I completely need to change. I'm over it. I'm done. And I recognize I need to rise above to see better, to not just be angry or frustrated but I don't know what else to say. I mean, I think that I have reworked and reworked my path, and I just am sort of done. I can't figure out how else to make it work anymore, really.
Mm,
Mm.
I don't
I
know
feel
else.
that with you.
Yeah. So
I know how that feels for me.
hmm.
Is there a question in there that you have for the angelic realm or for me?
Um, Perhaps both. What would be the best advice, maybe from the angelic realm, from that perspective, knowing what can be seen from that height? And then you can also contribute too, from what your understanding would be.
All right. Well, what I'm hearing is that your sense of I'm done. I'm done with the suffering. That's a long time coming. And that you are a multidimensional being, and the meaning that you're not just here, but you're many places in this universe, and that there are fractals of you, there are versions of you that you have chosen to experience that level of suffering in other places as well, not to be punished, certainly not, but to experience. There's goodness in that experience, there's education in that experience. And so maybe we could look at it. Your left side angel is saying, could we look at it as the course is finished? Congratulations. And she's saying, if the course is finished, could you please go out for a celebration dinner? If this
Mm.
course is finished, could you mark it with some sort of ending? When you mark the ending of the celebration, it doesn't mean that you're going to stop thinking about the curriculum. Curriculum is still going to play itself out. So it doesn't mean that you're going to stop feeling the elements of the curriculum, the suffering. Those things are going to still keep playing, but you can tell yourself, aha, I'm done with that level of schooling. I've graduated. Remind yourself of that so that you can make room for what is to come. And that now, since you've graduated, could you move into role of professor, creator? Can you create your curriculum now? And however you want to do that, you get to do that. Perhaps it's on paper, perhaps it's in your meditation. And you have your two beautiful angels on your left and your right that are just yours, and they're waiting as your most favorite employees at your beck and call to help you with this. So they're seeing this as the the end of an educational season for you, and they wish for you to celebrate, and then
Mm.
not to negate what feelings come next, because even though it is an ending, you're still going to feel some things, of course. You're in your human experience. That's what I'm hearing for you, and so much celebration for you.
Beautiful. Blessings, Renee. Thanks for asking and for coming in. Wonderful time of celebration. Thank you. And I had to mute you because there was a lot of background noise coming in, and it was distracting. So again, thanks for your question and blessings on your journey and celebrate, celebrate, celebrate,
All
celebrate.
right.
There's a question that came in from Michelle. Michelle, thanks for this and thanks for your reflection. So, Michelle, it's John. You've always felt aligned with angelic energy to me. And I have to share something before I read the rest of the question, is I actually acknowledge that. And like Rachel does also, it's when we know that we're having a relationship and growing through significant intimacy potentials that arise in us, and we choose to be in that intimacy portal rather than deny it or to push it away or so. I don't know. It's once we start taking ownership, we actually have a depth of knowing and understanding and relating that expands all parties. As I receive the angelic realm and say yes to what's showing up for me, it's a circuitry of where we're expanding each other and vice versa, right? So to claim awareness and acknowledgement of love that's being gifted is only to amplify that love. Um, and so with that, um, and so yes, Michelle does resonate for me. Michelle is asking, I was recently told that I'm of the angelic realm, and I'd love to hear a tidbit more about that. Because it's so hard, it can be so hard to receive. It's like, we're angelic. There's an energy coming in. What's your awareness of the potential or the likelihood that Michelle is in alignment with that angelic realm?
Well, just gonna listen for a minute. Pull out my Jocelyn rods for a minute. Michelle is from the angelic realm, yes? Correct. Yes, you are. And Michelle, I too am from the angelic realm. I had my first near-death experience at age 4 and was taken to the Seraphim realm where they showed me around and said, "You're having all these experiences because you're one of us." And the story unfolded, and I've had 3 more after that throughout my life, and I kept going back. And I just want to share that with you because it's been a journey for me to say to Source, "What? Are you serious? Why me? Are you sure?" I want to say that to you because as you hear this, that yes, you are, it is very much okay to just say, "All right, this is who I am. Now give me further instructions. How would you like me to live my life in this way?" And they are saying to you, you don't have to ask, "How would you like me to serve?" Because they're saying you were given this opportunity to learn to enjoy how to be human so that you understand the human condition so you can help the angelic realm. So something to chew on, all right?
Enjoy the chewing. It's good. It's it's good. I feel, I can't even say I feel. I know very strongly that we're being called into switching our propensity to deny something that is real, that we know, for the sake of whatever it was, and to really start, again, like I said earlier, having the relationship with that which is alive. The time to deny that is it doesn't serve us, and it's actually eroding us to a capacity that we feel the implications of it dramatically. So the denying of those energies and what's alive within us, Rachel, what comes alive for you as I speak about this, and what can you share with the audience as far as really embracing the possibility or the likelihood, again, like I said earlier, that there's something much more profound that is being interacted with us.
I'm smiling because you have all of these angels behind you clapping what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Step into what you know is true, and the proof, they air quoted, the proof will always be offered to you. But we no longer need to see the proof before. There's at some point we became more science-based, and they're showing me that the word magic used to be the word for energy.
Mm.
And when science became more of the way of the world, the word magic became a stinky word. And now we're coming back. We're coming back to it. And so they're saying, be the leaders, be the gentle leaders. Lead with what you know, lead with what you feel. And when you need something structured to go with it, so you do not feel so vulnerable, or you don't feel like they said this, said, "Rachel, stop, say this. There will be no persecution."
Mm. Mm.
Yes. Believe what you believe. There will be no persecution. That is not in the future for you believers.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I can feel the activation of liberation
Yeah.
that that's bringing. So beautiful. All right, let's go now to Lorraine. Hi, Lorraine.
Hi. I'm trying to get my words in order. So, I'm wondering about how to access Codex, and I guess my question is, there are a lot of things right now in my life that I'm certain I'm healing physically and emotionally, just from the last 5 years of events. And I've been listening to talks, and everything feels appealing to me. Like it could be a reading, it could be like a physical, like a medical intuitive, or maybe it's codex, maybe it's Akashic records. I almost, I just love hearing all of the amazing ways that people connect with spirit and grow into the next iteration of themselves. And I feel like in my life, that's kind of where I'm at. My caretaker roles are done. Um, my career may or may not be done, and I might move into something else as I heal physically. So I'm not sure if that's a clear question, but
It is.
Mhm.
okay.
I feel like you're asking me if this is the right choice for you.
Yes,
Yes.
or one of a few.
Okay, well, let's just ask,
Yeah.
all right?
Okay.
Is this for her best and highest good? Yes. Now, may I ask in comparison, may we compare to Akashic Records? Was that better for her? Hard to answer. They're all good. If she were so,
Mhm.
is is the Codex work better than the others? No, but it is unique. This offers something unique, they said. Yes, it is unique. And they're saying in your awakening, and they're opening that up to the other versions of you, whether maybe we're looking at other lifetimes or in your parallel lifetimes. You haven't had a lot of unique experiences. You've done a lot of, you may not remember in this brain, but you've done a lot of Akashic record work. You've done a lot of body work, a lot of body code work. This may, please figure this like a sales pitch. I don't mean it that way. I promise you, sister, I don't. You haven't had a lot of, wow, that's new. And
Hmm.
that could be really neat for you to give you a little spark, a little sugar for your heart. Because
Okay.
watch this, and I don't know
Yeah.
what the outcome is. That's why I'm using the rods, okay? Angels, has she encountered anything like this before? No. And
Hmm.
that feels when I go into your system, you've leaned into your roles with such loyalty and grace. And sometimes that's been boring. Sister, it's been boring. So let's
Hmm.
shake it up, honey. I know
It's
that
I love
feeling
that
Well,
you
personally.
I love that you
it,
bring in that Lorraine, because when Rachel was sharing that and you were speaking, I saw you going into an ice cream shop.
oh,
And
yeah.
there's these flavors to choose from, and you can't get it wrong.
Yes.
Can't get
Mhm.
it wrong. And sure, you can have pistachio that you've had all the time, and sure you can have the chocolate swirl that felt exotic at one point, but you've had it the last 10 times you were in. And I was seeing you pick a different flavor. Like I'm gonna explore something new. Um, and the joy and excitement of that, just for the sake of the joy and excitement, because again, what I heard is you can't get it wrong. Just choose one and you'll be fine. So
Yeah.
don't stress over which one's the right one or the wrong one. Choose what makes you
Well,
happy and feels like it's going to inspire something that may be new. If you didn't know who you were, who would you be and what would you choose?
I would probably choose something out there.
There you
And
go.
just in response to that is kind of, I mean, all of these things I've been looking at. Um, and the other thing that I kind of came down to was plant medicine, and both of them feel like both codex and plant medicine kind of feel outside the realm of anything I probably would have considered a few
If
years ago.
if you're going to consider plant medicine from my recommendation and being deeply integrated in it and carrying a shamanic path within my lineage as well, be sure that you sit with the right person, you know their intentions, and do so more to vibrationally align with an aspect of your higher vibrational energy that you have access to, instead of wanting the plant medicine to help you get there. Um, really get into a refined place. And if you choose that, know who you are then. Don't wait for the plant medicine to show you who you're becoming. It's a meeting on a vibrational level will expand something rather than take you down a road of having
Mm,
to excavate when you actually have the opportunity to build. So that's my guidance for you. I'm not saying no
thank
to
you.
plant medicine, but do things in preparation of it, including the dietas and everything else that you do to refine and clarify it so that you can really hold. Um, so blessings to you, Lorraine, and
Thank you.
Rachel
Thank you
share
so
here.
much.
Yeah. We're going to get into more Q&A in a little bit. I want to go into the special offer, Rachel. Y'all click on the special offer button at the underneath the video where you're watching. The link is also in the chat box. Um, because this is a primer and activation into the expansionary energy, even as I was talking to Lorraine about it. Um, there's an opportunity for personal reading. There is the awakening your angelic connection in a live class, and there is an opportunity to get an excerpt from your soul blueprint. And if that sounds a little fuzzy or not clear, that's why we have Rachel here. Rachel, what's everybody going to receive in each of these components?
Okay, so option A, package A, class. And the class, we get to learn all about your angels, who and what they are. And we're talking really about your guardian angels that are assigned just to you. Get to learn about how to sense and recognize their presence. And we're going to work on practices to open and strengthen your intuition. And we're also going to talk about the codex and all about how the codex runs within you, how to access the codex. And we're really going to get into that goodness. And that class also includes that special channeled guided meditation and the energy activation that we talked about. The replay is also available to you. So you get to watch that class over and over so you can really get that information. So you don't feel like, gosh, that went by fast. What did all that mean? It belongs to you after that class is done. Now that is $97 if you choose to partake. Now, package B, that is the class plus a 30-minute reading with me. You would schedule that reading through my website if you choose to have that. So it's the full class, and then you get a little extra time with me, and you schedule that at your convenience through my website. I would really love to have some extra time with you. I can feel your energy. It's so nice to have a little extra time. And you can use that time to either talk about what we talked about in the class or anything else that's in your heart. That's your time, whatever you'd like to do. Now, package C. This is exciting. You have the class, you have the reading, and then what I'm going to add to that for you, I'm going to look at the letters of your name. Now, this is all in collaboration with your angels. We're going to look at the letters of your name, because did you know that before you were born, you and your angels, you chose your name and you started to whisper it to your parents, because the letters of your name, they have frequency. So I'm going to work with them to get the frequency of your letters, because the frequency of your letters, every time you say your name, it's sung like a song and there's meaning in it. So I'll tell you what the letters of your name mean. Your angelic numbers, the ones that are specifically assigned to you. Maybe you see these on license plates. Maybe they are your birthday. We'll see what your angels have in mind for you. And then specific members of your soulmate group. Some of this information will come through in your reading. So I'm going to give you this information after your reading happens. and this will be delivered to you after your reading. So this information, the letters of your name, your angelic numbers, the members of your soulmate group, this is part of your blueprint. And your blueprint, the way the angels describe it, this is some information that you plan before you are born, before your incarnation. And it helps your angels a lot because they use this information to guide you throughout your life. So that is package C. Package A, package B, or package C.
Amazing. It's a wonderful offer, y'all. And as you're going through the page, you'll see what's in the life class. Again, more of a description on the reading and on the soul frequency. Again, the blueprints as well. You'll see the values on there compared to the price. It's discounted for us on BTO because of our community, because we gather in this way. And it's, for me, it's a gift to be able to bring this to y'all, because I know the impact that this has in so many beautiful ways. And it's from personal experience that I get to share that with you. So take advantage of it. Again, the link for the offer is in the chat box. It's underneath the video where you're watching either live or on the replay. And you can always find the special offers on beyondtheordinaryshow.com/marketplace. There it is. Rachel, what excites you about offering these classes and these readings? Why is it that you continue to do them in the way that you do them?
I love to meet the people that you're connected to, John. That's why I do it. Because
they're pretty amazing.
your audience, they're amazing people. That's why I do, honestly.
Yeah.
I would never
And I hear that from
people
speaker
like
after
this.
speaker on the show. It's like, my God, this audience, this community is like, it's like none other. So
they're the
y'all are
kindest
quite
people.
extraordinary.
Yeah, the people that you're connected with, they're the nicest people, and they are willing to, I'm going to say, get weird.
Nice.
My definition of weird is like 1 foot here, 1 foot in the ether, and they're comfortable with that, and I so appreciate it. That's why I do it.
Yeah, so fun. Me too. Me too. All right, let's continue with some Q&A. I want to go to Joan now, and then I'll get some more questions in the video chat, I promise. But Joan's writing that her beloved passed away a few years ago, and she's still trying to find her new ground and life purpose and meaning. He always felt like a part of her, and while she's reestablished her connection with him on a new plane, she wonders if the angels have guidance for her on next steps and how to live her fullest life in this world as a single and often in a deep way, a lonely person.
John, what's the first name there?
Joan.
Joan, thank you for that beautiful, beautiful question. Their answer for you, they are very proud and grateful that you are recognizing that you are a complete person without being coupled to someone else. They also realize how hard it is for you to be without your true love. They're showing me a tree that is beautiful on the top. It looks like 2 separate trees, but the trunk of the tree is one tree. When I see that symbol, it's the symbol of a twin flame. And their definition of that is 2 souls created at the same time out of the same stuff. That's pretty rare, but you are a twin flame, and you and your love have had lifetimes together where you have always been together and not always yes, you are twin flames. Yes. You haven't always been romantically together, but you've been brother and sister, you've been best friends. And so as you continue to grieve the loss, you're grieving not just your love as romantic love, but the brother, the cousin, best friend. And they're saying, we're with you as you grieve, and we are proud of you as you allow that grieving. And their answer for you is you're still creating your solid ground. And the way that you're packing that earth into the ground to create that solid ground is by allowing the feelings to go through. Move through the feelings, because the grief isn't going away. It's it's transmuting, it's changing as you go. And as you do that, they're showing me that they're pulling in souls here on earth, living people that you've known in other lifetimes. And they're creating a community of people that love you, that feel like a coven. It's like tightly known people to you that you've known in other places. And I believe as I speak to you, you know one or two of them. This does not feel like a big community of people. It feels like a very, 2 or 3 people only that you can pick up the phone and talk to. You don't have to always have your hair done or anything like that. These are just your ride or die people that you have, and you've known them in other lifetimes. And once you know them, you'll click right in. And that's what's by design for you. And so if this sounds good, keep going, keep doing what you're doing. If this is something you don't want, you say to your angels, I'm good. That's not what I want. Give me love in another way. But that's what I see them preparing with you. Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Rachel. And Joan, blessings to you.
Yes.
Let's continue now to Matilde. Welcome to the call.
Hi.
Hi, Rachel. Hi, John.
Hi, my friend.
Rachel, I had a session with you. I'm sure you remember.
I remember.
It was the most wonderful thing that I could
Good to
have.
see you.
Good to see you too. You helped me so much. Today, I have just a couple of questions. One is that because of my upbringing, my past, the money issues have always been hard for me, okay? And I always wanted to become wealthy, but I have found out that deep down, it scares me because I feel that I can become mean, that I can become greedy, and I mean, I can intellectualize that I don't think I am a bad person, but I would like to get rid of that particular fear. So, can the angels or you help me with that?
Yes. Yes, because you recognize it. If you didn't recognize it, we wouldn't be able to get in there and help you. Now you're actually the one that's going to do it. You realize it's your work to do. So the angels will be they're saying mediators or liaisons, and I will be in there with you if you wish. I can see it as part of your codex. It's information in there. And the way it's showing up, my friend, is it doesn't belong to you, but you believe that it does. It's a belief system that was pounded into you, that the people with money are greedy, the people with money are mean, and there's a lot in there, and it's coming from I see different time periods. This is the perfect thing to work within the codex.
Okay. All right.
Beautiful.
So I didn't get to be, I think I just got into the talk a little bit later. So what is the codex? What is it?
Codex. The codex is another
And thank you,
version of
Matilda.
information within. It's part of your blueprint that is created within you, and it runs within your body, within your soul. So when this is offered as a replay, I can't wait for you to listen to it because it'll explain it better than I'm doing in just a few seconds. But it is part of the class that we're offering here, and it's a fit for what you're asking. I'm excited about it for you.
Okay.
All
So
right, Matilda, blessings to you. Thank you so much.
okay.
Go deeper with Rachel. Go into a private session. Go into the special offer. Even on the live call that she's hosting, you'll be able to go deeper with other questions as well. I want to honor the people that are coming on with questions as well.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, love.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Dragana, welcome to the call.
Hi, John.
Hello.
Hi. Yes. You know what? Maybe I have a personal question. Maybe it's not appropriate, but something that it's really happening now for me. A material world. So, I just want to see if there is something that I should know now regarding the sale of my house. We're selling the house within a few days. So Is it the right timing? And what is it that I can do to make it happen the best possible way?
Right. Exciting time for you, isn't it? Wow.
Scary. Scary.
Scary, yeah. Is it the right time for the sale of the house? Yes. So that's a clear yes. And I think you knew that.
Hmm.
On,
And then the
on
second,
some level, yeah.
yeah. And then the second part of the question was, what can you do to move it forward, or what can you do for it?
What can I do so it can happen faster and the best possible way?
Talk to your house. Have
Mhm.
a conversation with your house, because your house loves you and your house has its own special kind of consciousness. And so your house is connected to you and was assuming that you'd be there for a long time, maybe even forever, because the house doesn't understand time. So what your angels are asking you to do is go to part of your house that you feel is the center of the house. Kitchen, living room, bedroom, where is the center of the emotional center of the house, and say, I love you. Thank you. This has been wonderful. This is my plan. I'm not upset with you. This is my plan. Could you be ready for the next family or group of people? I would say family, the next family to come in, or the next couple to come in. And that will allow the energy to shift. So when people are seeing the house, the people can then imagine where they're going to put their art, where they're going to put their holiday decorations. It shifts the energy. Then your next step in your mind, in your meditations, you are to begin thinking about your next place in as much detail as possible, and do it with the elements. How much sunlight do you want? Do you want fresh breezes to come into your front door? Will you let the rain come in the screens? Use the elements. Talk to the next house. Those are your two ideas there. Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful.
That's
That's what I would advise as well. And share it from that center of your heart, Dragana. All of it. Amplify it from there. It's a beautiful ceremony, an acknowledgement of the gifts that the house has been for you and that you have been for the house as well.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. It's
It's
good closure. It's beautiful.
that's a very nice approach. Thank you so much. Thank you both of you.
Do it.
All right,
Have
Dragana,
fun.
blessings to you. All right, let's continue. How about we go to Sonia? Welcome to the call.
Hi, John. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
Thanks for choosing me. Would you be able, Rachel, to tune into this feeling of desperation that I always seem to have, even waking up with it? And it's around the desperation is around sharing my work, my rich body of work, out in the world. That's what I feel when you're tuning into it myself. But and is there, have the angelic realm got perhaps one or two things that I can say to myself or tell myself before I go to sleep, or when I wake up to,
And Sonia,
yeah,
I'm gonna have a reflection for you as we go into the question because you've been on the show a lot and
yeah,
it's the same that
same
keeps
thing,
repeating. And so
yeah,
it's not that you're not working with it,
yeah,
but I want to be more direct with it and have Rachel like really amplify so that that spinning energy that keeps coming up without seeming resolution can
yeah.
amplify and really serve you. So this is a question Sonia has had consistently over at least a couple of years, I would say, Sonia. Is that accurate? Of her work not being out there, not being received,
Probably more.
being
You're
time.
right. Yeah.
And how would the angels guide her now during this time so that she can have a different awareness and a different relationship with this part of her journey?
What is the work you do?
I create I work with rhythm, rhyme. multidimensionally. I create rhythmic rhymes, but I know that it's in the speaking of them that it shifts people. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Allow this message to be a mosaic piece, a piece of the puzzle. And this may not be everything, but they understand that as a writer, as an artist, you work so beautifully putting pieces together. All right?
Hmm.
Do you hear what I'm saying here? That
Yeah.
this isn't the anecdote for everything. When you go to sleep at night, they want you to get into a different field, a different energetic field, because you're taking the day energy into the night and it's not serving you. They want to have meetings with you at night when you sleep. They want your breathing to be different. They want it to look like this. 2 soft breaths in. 1, 2, hold it briefly, and then exhale. Repeat that to regulate your breath. It's going to change your vibration. End of message. God bless you.
Thank you. Just on that breathing note, I actually do that in the morning. So should I continue
Do it
to
at
do it
night.
in the morning as well? As
Do
well
it
as
in the
night?
morning for sure, but they want you to repeat it at night because it's going to change your frequency and they will be able to communicate with you. I believe it's when you sleep. Okay. You have a lot of activity in your bedroom at night, a lot of visitors. That's a good thing, but they want you to be able to tune in differently. And that's what they said. Little mosaic piece of information. Okay. A little bit of the rhyme in there. Okay.
All right,
Okay,
so,
thank you.
blessings.
Thank you.
I can't wait to hear the
Yeah.
other side of it. All
Keep
right,
going.
Deborah, let's go to you. Welcome. Hi, Deborah. I'm going to ask you to unmute your microphone, please.
Yes, hi. How are
Hi.
you?
Happy to see you.
Deborah.
What's your question for Rachel?
Okay. Probably not the question that everyone else has, but it's I'm for whatever reason connected very much to what's going on, in the world today, especially in this country. Are things going to get any better for everyone? Because I know it's not just me. I know everybody else sees it, but no one seems to want to talk about it. So what is going on? Is it something to do with the planets or the alignment of the planets, or what is this?
I'm going to challenge you before Rachel answers that. I'm going to challenge all of us because we speak in generalities a lot of the time and we're connected in what's happening in the world. Are you connected to the good that's happening in the world? Because there's a lot of good that's happening in the world.
Oh, I'm connected to the good that's happening around me. Yeah.
Good. So, but again, we're asking this question from a place where there's bad things happening I'm connected to, and it's dysregulating me
Mm-hmm.
in essence, right? And why
Yes.
don't people understand and all that? I also just want to bring in the awareness from the angelic perspective that there's so much beauty, so much light, so many good things that are happening in the world as well. And I just wanted to bring that into the field of the conversation and the answers that are coming through to open perhaps the little Rubik's Cube of the solution that you're looking for that part that you're experiencing that isn't comfortable, where you know that you can bring light into not only for yourself, but for other people as well.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
Rachel, please take over.
I'm really glad you brought that up because it seems like when we don't talk about what's happening, it can feel like we're ignoring it.
Mm.
And I don't think we are, but it can feel that way. So I'm really glad you brought it up.
Yeah.
And something that my angels have asked me to do is that I will watch a summary of the news in the morning and then shut it off. That's it, just enough to stay informed.
Mm.
And I'm going to offer that to you personally and see just to see if that helps. Just enough to stay informed, and that's it. It's like 20 minutes. But here's the message that I'm receiving. The third dimension died. Where we're living right now, energetically, it's dead. She did. So this is the way they explain it. When a bell rings, The bell rings, it's done, but we still hear the resonance of the bell.
Mm.
That's what's going on Earth right now. There's actually nothing new that's being created. Everything that's happening, the wars, the stuff that's happening in politics, everything that's happening, it's happening within the bell that's being rung, like the resonance of the bell.
Mm.
Third dimension, it's all the ringing of the bell. What's really going on is the fifth dimension that we've been talking about, new Earth, whatever you want to call it, we're all there. The fifth dimension has a spectrum, and it's the more that we do what John is talking about, find the joy, the goodness around us, and that's the spectrum. We don't always feel like, wow, we're in the fifth dimension. But it can just be peaceful. It can just be sipping our tea, right? It has, different levels to it. We're all in the fifth dimension, everybody. But layered on the fifth dimension is the resonance of that bell finishing its ringing. And when that bell stops ringing, all of that bad shit will not show up anymore. We don't know how long that bell, the sound of that bell is going to be. But as long as it resonates, we're still going to experience the stuff that we're seeing. We're witnessing the death process of the third dimension, my love.
Yeah.
That's what you're experiencing. So what do? You help with the burial process by bearing witness.
Mm.
We don't need to ignore, but we also don't need to panic, right? We don't need to panic. We don't need to create more of the shit by saying, gosh, what's going on? What's going on? No, just witness. Don't create more. Don't be in the vibrational frequency of fear. Be in the fifth dimension as much as we can by feeding ourselves good food, resting well, showing up for each other, and just being as well as we can. That's what the angels have shown me.
Beautiful. So Rachel, just going a little bit deeper into the action steps for that.
Yeah.
With Deborah, who it can be a very physiological nervous system response trigger that we become entrained to. We're just used to responding in a particular way. Even though you know the difference, that there's still a severe discomfort. Well, what is it that anytime that we feel that trigger, that discomfort, that we just want to relieve the pressure of right away? What can we do to nurture the wisdom that's just underneath that, that's really more of the truth that no, wait, there is so much good. There's so many things happening. We're moving forward. We are evolving in a way, because if it's alive in me, it's got to be alive in this world. I know I'm not the only one.
At some point in our lives as beings, we were told that fear is the truth. And what physically happened is we were stripped naked. We were taken away from each other. We were told that we needed to be separate. We were cold, we were hungry, we were naked, physically cold, hungry, naked, and away from each other. So what the angels want us to do is when we're scared, they want us to hold ourselves, connect to each other, sit with each other if we can. This is why community is important. Even things like this where we're not physically together, but we are energetically together. But love, when you're by yourself, this is somatic. Hold yourself, rock a little bit, and breathe. Get into deep breathing. When you have something warm, like tea, hold it in your hand so the warmth of the water can go back into your bones. Smell it. So we are doing the opposite of what was done to us. We're calling back our power in very simple ways. It seems so simple because it's supposed to be. And when we do this, we also can say, God be with me. God be with me, because God is always with us, but we were taught that we need to be worthy enough for God, that we are separate from God, and we're not. So these are the simple actions: bringing warmth and comfort, bringing community, holding something warm, bringing the water back, and breathing it in. God be with me. God be with me.
Beautiful. Deborah, how you feeling right now?
Pretty good. Nice.
Yeah. Nice. I can feel it from you. Amazing. Thank
Good.
you for sharing, love. Thank you for bringing that up. It was an important conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
See, you've already helped. You're like, how? You just by that. You're just showing up.
Yeah, by asking the question, by asking the
Exactly.
hard question.
Hey, y'all, April and Chris both put in the link for the special offer in the chat box. They must have felt how important it is. And then they knew I was going to be bringing it up. Y'all, the live class of Rachel to get these type of activations, holding, accelerations, and awareness of embodiment are powerful. And again, starts with the live call. If you want the live call and the private session, the 30 minutes of Rachel, that's extraordinary what gets received there. I loved my session with Rachel. I highly recommend that. And then to get into the blueprints, into the resonance of your name and soul family, it's just, what a gift to be able to dive into that. So there's 3 special offers. They all stack. So once you purchase package C, you get everything in B and A also. Same with package B, you get everything in package A. So it's an amazing opportunity to go deeper. And with the
Are there payment
angels,
plans?
there's
Are
payment
there
plans,
payment
it's a
plans?
payment option as well also. So it's not all due at once. Pay half now and half in 30 days, and you'll have access to all of it. So I hope you all take advantage of that. And I want to take more callers, but we're running out of time. But Rosemary, let's go to you now. Welcome to the call.
Hey, I'm going to forgo my other question and ask this one. I've been seeing like consecutive numbers 11, 11, 11, and I've been told that's related to the angelic community. So I often wonder more recently now, what is it that I might have been missing that the angels are trying to tell me, or what I have accepted and followed my intuition or followed angels' advice. Because I'm looking at different fields, like either saying and acting or writing or channeling or something else. I'm trying to get a feel for those things.
Have we met before? I feel like it doesn't matter. It's okay. I feel like I had a dream about you last night. It doesn't matter. Never mind.
Okay.
The 11, you look so precious. You're so precious to me. The 1111 for you, my friend, is about tuning into your highest potential. And they are saying, please don't limit yourself. It's not about choosing one or the other. It's about creating, they're saying, a buffet where you can choose a little bit from each. This life is about delighting in what you love to do. And there is also teaching in there. They're saying you delight in teaching others how to do what you love to do. Don't hold back from teaching. And the more you teach, the more you will hone your craft. So the 1111 is about, they said, we're nudging you to take a moment with us and tell us what it is that you love to do, because we are your best beloved employees. Send us on our way. Tell us what to do for you. Map out your life. So when you see it, literally take a moment and make a mental inventory. Angels, this is what I require. This is what I'm ordering off of my celestial menu. This is what I want. Go get it, please.
Okay, thank you. I have to kind of figure out what that is, but thank you so much.
Right. You're
What I love to do. I
welcome.
mean, that's it. So yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Rachel, I found over the years as we become more vibrationally empowered in the potential of manifestation, that we can get overwhelmed with the plethora of opportunities that present themselves to us, and then we get confused as to which choice to dive into because we're afraid we're going to miss out on something. But the very act that those different opportunities have been created are an abundance that's become available to us that perhaps wasn't there before. So there is an acclamation point into the power of our creativity and the settling into our nervous system that choices don't have to be a bad thing. There are different opportunities. And sometimes when you're at this point of manifestation, perhaps there isn't a wrong turn. It's just what's the experience.
That's right.
Right.
And how
What do the
beautiful that
angels
you've
have to-
created those for
Right.
yourself.
Right. But what can the angels share more about feeling at peace with the opportunities rather than being overwhelmed by options?
Hmm. They're asking us to do what they're calling sacred time travel.
Hmm.
Put yourself in the place of the outcome. Can you imagine yourself a few steps ahead? What would it feel like in that position or in that opportunity? Do you really want it? What would it look like when you're there? Give yourself some clarity. Because sometimes what you've been working for or asking for, you've actually evolved out of it. And you've been working on that process so long, you've actually outgrown it at this point. So think about, what would it look like if you actually did the thing? Do you still want it? They're asking you to do a little bit of time travel, put yourself there and reevaluate.
Beautiful. I love that. I love that advice. Rosemary, blessings to you, and thank you for bringing up that point in conversation for all of us. Yes, thank you. 1111, woman. Uh, Rachel, it's y'all, the replay is going to be available a little bit later this evening and for the rest of the week. You can always access replays on beyondtheordinaryshow.com/replay. And of course, the special offer with Rachel, you know where to access it. Find the button underneath the live video or go to the marketplace to access the special offer and go in deeper with Rachel. And as we're winding up today's call, Rachel, is there any closing sentiments or advice that the angels or you want to leave us with and bless us with?
Yes, I'm feeling Archangel Gabriel come in, and he's saying, beloveds, be kind to yourselves. When you need clarity about this world and about your specific path, every choice you make and everything that comes out of your mouth and in your body, choose it with kindness and you'll be on the right path.
Beautiful. How simple. The practical from the angels and how loving. Can y'all feel that relaxing something in your heart though? The simplicity and the purity of it. It's so wonderful. Y'all are, I see some of y'all shaking your heads. Yes. It's like, wow. It's like we're being showered with like these blessings that seem simple, but they're like going down into the roots of something that our hearts are just ready to hear. So what a gift. Well, Gabriel and the angels, thank you. Rachel, thank you for sharing in the way that you do and just for being such a clear channel and guide uh, for us. And again, what a blessing and gift it is to be here with you.
Thank you, everyone. Bless you. Thank you, John. You're such a good friend. And thank you, everyone. I can feel your friendship and bless you on your journeys.
And yes, bless every one of y'all on the call today, listening on the replay. Thank you for adding your light, your spark, your wisdom, your integrated self into a place where we can amplify the gifts of who we are together. So bow down to each and every one of you and namaste. And I look forward to seeing y'all on the next call. Bye, everybody.